Hi, I'm Mimi Gonzalez, and you are watching Out at the Center.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Take your time. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it right. Come on, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Center Voices, the Sylvia Rivera Law Project, and Legal presented a panel of formerly incarcerated individuals sharing their experiences of being queer and behind bars.
2 years ago, gay housing in Rikers Island, we had heard they were closing it. They had protective housing, but over time it wasn't working, and so in December 2005 they changed it. And they created 3 different situations. One is called general population, one is general population escort, and the third is protective custody. The people that are in protective custody are in a one-person cell. They sit there for 23 hours a day by themselves, and they're out to eat. And really, that's it. And so here's something to keep people safe, and what it does is they're completely isolated. And we saw some of the people, the men sitting in there. It looked awful.
I did 14 years and change in a bunch of different prisons and jails, and some of them were city jails and county jails, and then most of it was in the federal system. Humanity is illegal in prison. It's just sort of like a reverse system of what it's supposed to be. So anything that makes you wholer is repressed in prison. And so, of course, that means your sexuality.
Going in there as a bisexual female, that alone, just saying bisexual, I was discriminated against because, I was femme, I had the painted nails, the nail polish, the long hair.
One very vicious woman guard used to do strip searches on me that were basically illegal, where she had me standing in places where men, guards, and prisoners could see me. The vulnerability of having your sexuality known, the most intimate things about you known by people who are acting as your enemy, is an extremely corrosive and horrifying thing.
I realized that due to a lot of the abuse, the women there were on medication because of all the stress that was going on inside.
It gets to you and it creates an aftermath of some sort of stress syndrome.
There was no peace there. You couldn't bunk with someone else and just be consoled or hug someone.
Male guards pat search women prisoners as a matter of course. And I found that really difficult. The things that I would have slugged a guy for on the street, I had to stand there and take. And there was a situation at one prison where there was one male guard who literally, he would pound us between our legs and he would grab our breasts, anyone that he knew was gay. We tried to grieve it, and we were told privately that he was told not to do it, but of course it was legal, quote unquote, in terms of the system.
It's the story of a young woman named Victoria Arellano, who is a Mexican transgender woman who was taken to a deportation center in Southern California, who was HIV positive and passed away due to her complications. She was not given immediate care once she was placed in the deportation center. So I just want us to be mindful of the fact that, when we talk about the prison industrial complex and what it's like to be on the inside, just take a second to think about what it's like to be a transgender individual behind bars and having to deal with the reality that you are a very, very small minority within this huge spectrum of people that is within the prison industrial complex.
It destroys families, it takes people out of the environment, it isolates people. The commissioner, they're still trying to bring back neighborhood jails. People are going to be waiting for trial. They should be in their neighborhoods, easy access to their family, instead of an island in the middle of nowhere in Long Island Sound.
And that's all for this excerpt from Out at the Center. If you want to see the full show, check it out on our website at gaycenter.org/out. Until next time, I'm Mimi Gonzalez. Goodbye.